Hello everyone. Today I would like to show you some updates in my Hermes programming language. There have been some performance updates. I've made a few changes that makes it take up less memory, and it's also made it so that it has a little bit better performance, I guess. But other than that, I've done some other things as well. So, and that thing is that you can actually now create new addresses of like objects and values and stuff. And I've also implemented a new sort of print method. So I'm going to show you this today. So let's just I'm going to create a file here to show you guys. Let's just touch. I realize my camera is a little bit in the way, so we're going to put it here. Let's just touch youtube.he. And we're going to do some fiddles in here. So I had an issue before on the Hermes GitHub page where if you returned an object from a function, it was always returning the same address. So to debug this, I implemented a function to print the address of stuff, which is kind of useful, I guess. So let me show you that print function first. So let's just do object person is equal to string name is equal to John Doe. So the regular print function is just print person. Now if we run this, the object is just printed like that. But now I have also implemented the pointer print person. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this name, we'll see. It's kind of temporary, we'll see. So now if I print it, you'll see the address to that value here. And I implemented this function to be able to debug some other bugs. So another thing that I have also implemented is the new statement, which exists in other languages such as Java or JavaScript. So what I can do is object A is equal to new person. Object B is equal to new person. And now if I do pointer print A and pointer print B, they will have different addresses, as you can see here. If I remove the new statement, they shall be the same address, and yes, they are. So yeah, that's one feature that I have implemented. It's kind of useful, I guess. So one thing you could do here is like maybe you can create a function here called object person string name, and this function would like act as a class or something. So you could do like object O is equal to this, and then you could do like string name, and then you can do O dot name is equal to name, return O. So now this function here will return an object that has the string name value, whatever you pass in as an argument. So we could do print, or let's just do object my person is equal to person John Doe, pointer print my person. Run that, and as you can see, we get an address. Now, what if we wanted to have two persons? So we do my person 2, and we do pointer print my person 2. They are the same addresses. So now what you can do is basically just do my person equals to new person. So you can actually have a function call to the right of the new statement as well. You can pretty much have anything to the right of the new statement, which is kind of cool. So now they are different objects. So let's say we give this object here another name. Let's call her Sarah or something. And we remove the new statement, and we do print myPerson.name, print myPerson2.name. As you can see, both of them are Sarah. This is because this is the same address, so this function here is modifying the same object basically. So the way I solved that was with the new statement. So you have to now implicitly say that we want it to be a new object, and that solves that problem. So that's pretty cool. And you don't have to put the new statement there. You can have it. You can even do return new O here, so you can return it there. It doesn't really matter. So that's pretty cool. So that's a pretty big feature that I implemented. And there are, as I said, like performance things that I have implemented as well that you don't really notice here, but the runtime of the language doesn't take up as much memory now, and because of some small adjustments that I made. Now another small or pretty big adjustment I made was the reducement of semicolons. Before you had to put semicolons like literally after everything. So before you had to do a semi here at the end of the function definition, and if you would have like a function definition after this, void do something, you would have to have a semicolon there. So I fixed that. You don't need semicolons everywhere now, which is kind of good. So before, if you didn't put a semicolon here, it would just stop parsing the rest of the code. But now it actually continues even though it's not a semicolon there. So yeah, those are the new features in the language, I guess. So the biggest one is that new statement. So now you can sort of write functions that behave like classes, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Is there anything more that I have to show or that I can show? Have I implemented anything else? Well, I can tell you about some plans about what I'm going to implement. I think these are in issues at the GitHub page as well, but I'm going to implement like include stuff so that you can include some other script.he, you know, like you can do in C. I don't know if I'm going to have this exact syntax for it, because I don't want to have a preprocessor for my language. So because that takes away some of the performance to have a preprocessor running before it's get interpreted. So maybe I'm just gonna make that as a function call like this, include some script.he, something like that. Then I won't need like a preprocessor or something like that. But I guess it would be cool to have a preprocessor in some cases, to make like macros and stuff. I don't know, we'll see. But one plan is to be able to include other scripts, because you cannot really do that now. And another plan for the language is to write a standard library for it, which includes like maybe HTTP requests and stuff like that. At the moment, if you want to do HTTP requests and stuff in my language, you have to write your own module for it. You know, there are you can I have a README for how to do that. You can write functions in C, and then you can fetch that symbol in my language and call it. So it's possible to do stuff like that now, but I'm thinking about writing a standard library that has all of that, those kind of features that you would normally want in a language. So I think that could be pretty cool. So yeah, that's probably what's on the agenda for Hermes right now. The include function or tag or whatever we're gonna make it, and a standard library basically. Now, I was thinking about something that I was going to say. Yeah, and another major thing that Hermes doesn't support at the moment is comments. There's no way for you to document things like this, because comments aren't supported. Not even inline comments are supported. So that's probably something that I will implement as well. Or if you want to do it, you know, I'm open for pull requests to the language. I'll put the link to the language in the description, the source for it. And maybe if you have nothing else, nothing more important to do, you could help me out a little bit. You know, it's fun to work together. So yeah, that's a little bit of an update video for Hermes, I guess. So thank you guys for watching. And by the way, the making your own programming language tutorial series, they will continue. I just the third part of that series is a little bit more difficult, so I'm trying to plan in on how to describe everything properly to you, because we're gonna get into some more complicated stuff there, you know. So I'm actually writing a whole document for the agenda of that part of the series, because it's a little bit more advanced, and I can't just start recording and to just jam, you know. I have to plan that video very carefully, because it's gonna get a little bit more complicated. But I'm working on it, so stay tuned for that video. And thank you so much for watching this video. And yeah, if you like it, hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. And also, if you don't want to miss any of my uploads, hit the bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.